Hello, everybody. I know everybody is probably going to be shocked that I'm doing this. I've come to a point in the journey that I am basically coming out of my comfort zone, so to speak. The past couple of years, I've been on a different part of my journey. A lot of things have happened, but I've decided that over the past couple of months, that I was ready to move to the next level of my journey. And part of that is facing uncomfortable situations. I'm not good at talking to people in the public. That's just not my thing. But I am a good listener. I have no problem talking in boardrooms. That's just definitely part of my character. But when it comes to talking on personal issues or personal debates or things like that, I'm just not that person. I can listen to someone and offer support and offer advice. But as far as getting out here and putting myself out in a situation where people have a voice to say back to me what they think about what I'm talking about or anything like that, just not my cup of tea, because I have that type of personality. What I think matters to me. What others think does matter, but when it comes to my life, I have a clear-cut destiny that I think I'm supposed to be following, and I listen for that. So in the past few months, I've been dealing with my MST, PTSD, and part of it has been making me understand that a lot of things from my past have held me back. Not just on a personal level, but a professional level, a destiny level. Has allowed me to come into face-to-face with situations in my life that have made me think there's something that I deserved. So the past couple of months I've been having bad dreams about my past. Mostly because I'm going through the counseling and trying to face those things so that I can get along and get better in my personal and professional life, because there's something that I know I'm called to do and I can't do it staying inside doors. So I'm going to basically start from where this part of the journey started. A couple of years ago, my youngest, I call Tuck, some of you know him by, that's Nicholas, gave me a birthday gift. He started me on my lock journey again. I know if some of you remember, I started years back with my son Christopher, Doc, and didn't go well. I took it out because I don't think I was ready for the journey. So when these went in, I was literally losing hair. As you can see though, I have it wrapped up right now because there's so much new growth. I'm still sort of vain when it comes to my hair, but it's now down my back, and it hasn't even been 2 years yet. So I know as far as that goes, I know locks are part of your mental journey as well as your spiritual and physical journey. So I know for some reason I'm on the right path when it comes to that. Before I really get into everything, there's a few things I need to let everybody know. I didn't have a normal life. My children didn't have a normal life. I'm not the normal kind of mom. I made mistakes, and my sons will tell you that I will say I made mistakes, because lying and trying to be a perfect parent, it's just not me. I made mistakes, and part of today, I think, is what created this moment for me, because I've spent so many years after making the mistakes trying to fix the mistakes that I made it a little worse. First of all, I love all my children. I love them deeply, individually, all together. I love the children that they brought me through their own lives and their own circumstances. I have a lot of young men that have called me Mama Tucker for a long time. And it's a lot of that got me through a lot, to have that responsibility. But those 4 boys are what kept me alive. I don't even think they know that, but they really did. There were a lot of times I felt like giving up along this thing called life. And it was looking back and remembering what I would leave with them that my father left with me that kept me going. So with that, I say, I know a lot of people are saying, but you left, you moved away. But here's the thing. When I raise my sons, I raise them to be men. I hear all these little, I come on this Facebook things and I see everybody talking about, hey, women can't raise men. Most men are in jail because the women that raise them give them that emotional side. I wasn't an emotional woman. I still really am not. So I don't know where that comes from. You instill in your children what you want them to be. You encourage your children by the life or death you pull out of your tongue. Now, I may have given my children some extraordinary expectations of what they could do in life, but they had extraordinary expectations of what they wanted to do in life. And it was never, ever going to be where I told them that they couldn't. And if I could help in any way, I tried my best to help. Sometimes it failed, but guess what? I encouraged them to keep going, and I do it today, and I would do it all over again. But my sons also gave different factors into my life that helped me make this process into this part of the journey possible. Once my children all were married and I saw they were with true necks, it was a blessing because I started to look at myself. I was able to deal with myself and look at what I had to do to get to that next level. Because my theory is, I know a lot of people are going to argue with this as well. My theory is this: our children aren't here for us. I'm going to always be their parent. I'm going to always be the one looking out for them. It's not their job to take care of me. It never will be. So, and they know this. So when I ask, can I send something to the grandkids and I get a no? Believe me, I'm stockpiling it. And when I'm ready, I send it anyway. They may get upset, but they know my mentality. They're not going to tell me no. And I love them for that. Because they know once I asked enough, I'm going to do it anyway. It's who I am. So part of this today is because the past couple of months going through therapy, I have been having the reoccurring nightmares. And I don't know if anybody else goes through that when they started therapy, or if they're still going through it because they haven't been able to deal with any of the trauma. For me, it was my youngest boy. Tuck, I love you to death, because no matter how much I hated hearing, Mom, you need to go ahead. You need to go to the VA. It's time to face that stuff. Face what happened to you in the military. Face what happened to you after the military. He's been there on the sidelines through this whole process. And I appreciate him so much for that. Doc has always been that face in your face honesty. I thank him for picking that trait for me because I needed one of my sons to do that. With Paco, that's my warrior. No matter how much we butt heads, and we butt heads, you always got that one. We butt heads constantly. But I know he loves me, and I know he wants the best for me. No more than I want for him. So I thank him. As well as I'm so proud of his merchandise he has out there, the Couture. He may not think I'm watching, but I am. I'm very proud of all of my boys. Sergio has always been a lone wolf. So I let him be who he is. As for the young men and women outside of the blood who have become blood because they have been in our life so long, Quan is my joker. Mr. Jaquan. I got him always, with him and Tuck, a good laugh coming. On those days that I'm really down and feel like just giving up and throwing up my hands, if I send them something funny, they always answer with some kind of corny response, but it's always there. So I appreciate that. Mario, Kim, and Tina, I love you guys to death. I know I've been out of pocket a lot, but I'm going to try to do better. So, and there's some that I haven't mentioned, but Ricky, Rick, and Miranda, love you guys to death. I've loved seeing how your boys are growing up. But there are so many I've forgotten. And I'm sorry about that. Don't take it as I don't love you. I do, truly. No, I don't send the texts every day. I had to learn that you guys have lives. And I'm very proud of the lives I see every day on Instagram, Facebook. Believe me, I'm looking. But you all know I'm not one of those that just goes gushing overboard. I might send you a private message, anything like that. But I'm watching, and I'm always praying. So, the past couple of months, I've been was having bad dreams. And a lot of you know I do write. Part of that is my escape. And in that escape comes out truth. So the past couple of months, those dreams, everything, and around 3 o'clock on the 8th, 3 a.m., the words just started flowing. But me being me wanted to be disobedient. I decided, hey, I'll write it when I wake up and it'll be okay. I'll catch all the words then. But when I tried to go back to sleep, the dream was so vivid that it woke me up. So today what I'm doing, I'm going to try my best to start doing at least a pod a week. And it's going to be of things that I've written about. And I am so happy and still a little scared about this part of the journey because it makes you face a lot of things that you have kept in the past. One of the things that came up when I initially was seeing the writing, it said, it's called Shadows of the Past. Sometimes no matter what you do in life, you find yourself always walking in the shadows of your past. Those old things, old people, places, and things that continue to haunt you and sometimes still hurt you. They tend to keep you from your true destiny. The shadows of the past are always one step behind you, just waiting to remind you of all your mistakes and failures. Even if not all your fault, but you have dwelled in those shadows of the past for so long that they have made you think so, and you keep apologizing for it over and over and over again, seeking forgiveness for them, but never truly receiving it or forgiving yourself. As some of us know, those shadows of the past are leverage for others to use against you because they know the shadows of the past cause embarrassment and shame. They want that things we don't want the world to know, or just those few friends you feel you have that will leave you. But the truth of the matter is, the shadows of the past has already left you alone. Those who say they have forgiven you or it wasn't your fault still hold you in connection to the shadows of the past. As you really look at the shadows of the past, you will find that it is behind you, but you won't let go. You use it to punish yourself. Those shadows of the past are proof that you are not good enough. You are unworthy. You deserve it. You are not smart, not beautiful, not talented, and even seen. So we just continue to stay out of the light so we do not get noticed. We hide our value or our worth so others can be empowered by the shadows of the past. And okay, we crippled by the reminders of the shadow of the past and never reach our goals, dreams.
You've got mail.
The shadows of the past are really not as strong as they present themselves. See, in all that darkness, there was knowledge gained, wisdom earned, and strength gathered. Forgiveness sought and supposedly given and accepted, but easily forgotten when the mood of the forgiver is distraught. The shadows of the past at some point must be faced. We have to take it and face it head on. Yes, it will be hard to do, but truly must be done. First, know and accept that those who said they forgave you, or if it just wasn't your fault, they meant it, but it may not have stuck. Remember, they have their own shadows of the past. So, Here goes the writing. Shadows of the past. We all have things that haunt us, things we tell ourselves we have gotten over. We have overcome the darkness, but the truth is, these things still wait in the shadows of the past. We are unable to move forward, act out of fear of what may unexpectedly surface, so we continue to stay silent in the shadows of the past. We tell ourselves we deserve this life because of the life we lived, whether our mistakes and choices were not what we chose for ourselves in the shadows of the past. No one can foresee the future. Not all things are black and white, especially if you see the good in everyone, and in the end, the worst they show to light in the shadows of the past. You have asked for forgiveness, tried to show the others you have grown and changed, yet in doing so found you still are invisible and not valued in the shadows of the past. The proof is in the pudding, like the saying goes, because you find that the more you are seen that pain for, them is not easy to hide or enclose in the shadows of the past. Now you find yourself trying to make amends, trying to correct all your mistakes in life, forgetting that you do not control the individuals in the shadows of the past. We are not the creator. We cannot turn back the hands of time. We can't even make them others remember the best you gave them sometimes in the shadows of the past. There will come a time of loneliness, so deep that all you loved, cherished, and valued, gave your all, will act as if you didn't exist, saying life is very busy, or why don't you just contact them? But only one stop, because of the answering never come or came, because of the shadows of the past. Now alone in the darkness, all that is left of the light has gone for the day. No matter how many lights you turn on, there are the shadows of the past. You feel your heart racing as you make a decision. Feel the sweat on your forehead and hands appear. This will not be easy, and you have made attempts before to deal with the shadows of the past. What is so different now? Why do you think you will win? What makes you think that they will let you go? Those shadows of the past. You have reached the crossroad, that great understanding. No one in your corner. No one answered your calls or texts. When they do, it is for only information or something that you need to get from the shadows of the past. Social media is your proof of your unforgiveness, as you see the proof of the bridge you created has allowed others gateways to be truly forgiven from the shadows of the past. No longer doing it for others because you have accepted your place with them. At this point, it is accepting that you deserve to be moved out of the shadows of the past. So, one this early morning, even before the sun has broken the sky, and the darkness of the room only broken by artificial light, I acknowledge the next part of the journey, to bring light to dissolve the shadow of the past. I used this was inspired. I hadn't been writing in probably over a year. The past week, I had been watching like Celebrity IOU, and they talk about the friendships they had with people, the things that they had built with people, all that kind of stuff. And I kept thinking, I was always a quiet kid. I don't have all that, those friends like that. My circle is very small. It consists of me and my children, and I probably don't have a lot of people even watching today. That's cool with me. This is more for me to move forward, and that's the important part. I found excuses why people don't call me. They're busy. They never received the message, or they thought they responded to me. I get that. That's life, and I'm not worried about that. Doesn't make me stop loving them. Doesn't make me want to get rid of them out of my life. It just means I pray a little harder, and I appreciate the fact that they are there at all. To be honest, I don't know if I'll ever be truly forgiven by everybody that I have ever wronged or felt I wronged them. But I say today, if I have wronged you consciously or unconsciously, I truly do say I apologize. Not I'm sorry, because it means I'll do it over again. But if I apologize, that's something I dug for. The one important thing I want to say is that after you ask for forgiveness and you move forward, don't keep looking behind you. I'm not saying don't forget what you've been through, because that's your power, that's your strength, that's your knowledge, that's where you got your wisdom from. What I'm saying is don't let those events block that light that you have accumulated, because it's easy for shadows of your past to destroy your future. The quote I have from this is, never let the shadows of your past hinder you in the presence of your today or tomorrow. Always stay in a light so bright that they can never overtake your moments. That's very important for anything you do in life. No matter what you do, no matter how many times you fall. It's not about how you fall, it's how you get up. As you're getting up, always pray. I always thought I knew who God was. I went to church every Sunday as a child. That's how we were raised. But I didn't understand that I was told about God, but I didn't have a relationship with God. The relationship I had with him was based off of what I saw, not what I learned. For those of you that did come and listen, I appreciate it so much. The one thing I do want to say today is, whatever is blocking you from your comfort zone, whatever it is, step out completely. Don't let it hinder you, no matter how scared you are, no matter if people are going to say things that you think are going to hurt you. Understand this. You stand on your own feelings. And if you have anybody in your circle that you can speak to that will keep that feeling from overtaking you, do it. Because those shadows of your past really do hinder you. They hinder you from your calling. They hinder you from your progress. They hinder you from your happiness, because I have carried a fake smile my entire life, except for the days that I spent with my children and the days that I had them. Those were the only moments of joy for me. And when people don't understand that and they're fearful of saying that out loud, you are held captive. You are so held captive in the position that you're in, and then you're thinking you made this step, but it looks like, why is it like I'm still standing still? That's why you're still standing still. You're standing still because you haven't faced the fact that you made mistakes. You can't go back and change the mistake. It's done. All you can say is, I apologize. I truly apologize, and truly mean it. Don't let it be something that you say and then have to keep repeating, because that was my mistake. Continuing to keep saying, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And that pushes the individual away from you, because they've forgiven you. You are beating yourself with that issue, because that's what you feel you have left. That's what you feel you deserve. And I'm here to tell you that nobody deserves to be unhappy. I don't care who you are, where you are, or what you've done. Yes, there are some grievous things that people have done to other individuals. But the bottom line is, those who have suffered, those who are suffering, it only takes a moment to say, please come out of the shadows of your past. I love you all. This is a Legacy Reborn 64. Some of you know me as Salisa. Some of you know me as Mama Tucker. Some of you know me as Nana, and some of you know me as Mom. But the bottom line is this. I am still somebody's sister. My circle is growing daily. I am picky and choosy who I pull in, but the most important thing is that I am pulling in. I'm getting healthier by the day, and I appreciate all who listened, all who commented. whether good or bad, because understand this, in the end, is what I feel about myself. So, from the Legacy Reborn 64, peace and one love. And always, always make life with your tongue, not death.